Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here.
Today I'm making interlocking heart rings. I'm using 20 gauge artistic wire from Beadalon, and I have a ring mandrel, my tools, and some good flush cutters. And we're going to start with 8 to 10 inches of the 20 gauge wire and make a little loop with the small round pliers. Give it a little tug to make it even smaller. And now we're going to form the top of the first heart. So I'm using my larger round nose pliers to form the top of the heart, and you can just keep wiggling that wire around until you have it the right size. So once you have the first heart, just turn it around, make sure the sides are even, and then get the small round pliers to make the little loop at the bottom. So we're just going to see if that's a good size. If you need it a little longer, you can unroll the wire a little bit and then remake that loop until you're happy with the size. Give it a little tug to make that little loop smaller, and back to the larger round nose pliers to form the top of the second heart. So we're just going to do the first little loop, adjust it, and then do the middle loop. I'm making these slightly staggered, so one of the hearts is above the other, just forming the other side of the bottom heart, and just adjust it with your fingers until they are even and you're happy with the look. They're sort of one above the other. I like the way they look, a little asymmetrical like that. So here's our first setup. I actually for the first one completely forgot to interlock the heart, but I will show you how to do that in the second tutorial. Now we're going to form the band. Just bring the wire around to the back. I always cut my wire way too long, so you really don't need that much wire for this one. Probably about 6 inches will do you, 6 to 8 inches. Because for this one it's not adjustable. I'm just going to interlock the wires at the back to make a fixed size ring. And if you make these loops a little big, there's still a little bit of wiggle room for the size. So we're just going to make 2 loops, cut the ends flush just with our flush cutters, and then we're going to push those ends down so they're not pokey and they're flush with the ring band. And you could put it on a mandrel and give it a little hammer if you want to make it more firm. Or just adjust those little loops so they're not scratchy at all. And then you can put it back on the ring mandrel just to make sure the shape is good. I always like to do this to make sure it's nice and round. You can hammer it if you want, and you see there's a bit of wiggle room at the center back to get it over your finger. You can make those loops even bigger if you want. And there is the double heart ring. And I made another one previously that is adjustable, so you just fold those ends back and wind them on either side of the heart for the adjustable ring. I have lots of tutorials for adjustable rings that I will link up. So these are the 2 different styles where the hearts are not interlocking. Actually, my husband preferred the ones that are not interlocking, but if you want to make them the other way, we're just going to start the same way with the little loop at the bottom and form the hearts as we did before. So we'll just go ahead with the large pliers and the small pliers. I love these red handled pliers. I'll link them up. They're on Amazon. They're stainless steel. They're very good quality. And then the larger round pliers I actually bought about 30 years ago. So I don't have a source for those, but there's lots of different pliers you can get on Amazon. So we're going to form this second heart, making sure that's nice and curved, wiggling it around so it's a good size. Flip it over, get our small round nose pliers. These ones are nice and fine. Give it a little tug for that loop to get a little smaller. And now we're going to bring the other side around. So now we have 2 hearts. Now to interlock them, we have to take one of the ends and wind it around, just kind of hook it around the other one. So they're just hooked together to make an interlocking double heart. So it's a different look. The first one is a little cleaner. This one is more symbolic. I like the way it looks. And we're just going to adjust the curve so they sit nicely. And then we're going to bend the ends out at an angle to form the ring band. So we're just going to use our fine round nose pliers to bend out those wires, put it back on the mandrel, bring those ends around. This one I'm going to make adjustable. You can hook the ends together at the center back if you want a fixed size. And we're just going to bend these out at the center back where they would meet around your finger. And then bend the wires right back on either side. Just push it right back. So now they're going back towards the front, and we will put it back on the mandrel and bring those wires around to the front. Now hold it with the flat pliers and wind that wire around about 2 times beside the hearts, and then clip it with your flush cutters to get that end off, and then back on the mandrel to curve the other side around just so it meets the hearts, and then hold it with the flat pliers. These are the Xuron tweezer nose pliers, and we're going to wind it around a couple of times and clip it with those flush cutters. And then we want to pinch in those little pokey ends with the flat pliers till they're nice and secure. And you can adjust the band, put it back on the mandrel, squeeze it in, hammer it if you need to, and there's our interlocking heart rings.
So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire art and jewelry, be sure to join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.